Hello, my name is Shikhar Chitran Srivastav, and you are listening to the Growth Podcast. Dr. Shikhar Chitran Srivastav. The word doctor used to be fascinate me a lot when I was a kid. I had this dream of having a prefix doctor before my name. I used to think all the doctors we are actually the people from medical background. I guess most of us thought the same. But when I grew up, I got to know not only regular doctors, but people who pursue research are doctors of their own field. And by the time I was in college, my aspiration to have the word doctor before my name just vanished, as I could barely understand anything about civil engineering. But there were people in my batch who were dedicated enough to pursue civil engineering as a career. Some went for professional career in civil engineering, some studied uh, master, some started preparing for different exams. And then there was Ashish, who not only just had an interest in civil engineering, but he loved the subject a lot. He was not among those nerds, but always the topper. And not to my surprise, he went to do something very different. Ashesh Choudhury, a civil engineering graduate from NIT Silchar, secured an admission in IIT Kanpur as a PhD candidate right after his graduation. And today, he is here to tell us how to get into PhD without a master degree in India. Welcome, Ashish.
हेलो हाय शिखर।
सो आशीष, जैसा मैंने आपका बायो पढ़ा, जो पहला क्वेश्चन मेरे माइंड में आता है कि व्हेन डिड यू डिसाइड कि यू हैव टू गो इन रिसर्च फील्ड एंड यू हैव टू परस्यू अ रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड करियर?
हाँ सो एक्चुअली मतलब व्हेन आई जॉइंड सिविल इंजीनियरिंग इन एट एन आई टी सिल्चर, मेरे माइंड में ये था कि मे बी आई विल गो फॉर अ जॉब, मे बी आई विल सिट फॉर द इंटरव्यूज एंड इफ आई गेट ए गुड जॉब इन ए पी एस यू देन मे बी आई विल जॉइन इट। बट लेटर लाइक कुछ जब टाइम बीतता गया, मतलब डेफिनेट अगर कुछ बोलूँ तो वो हुआ थर्ड ईयर। हाँ, एंड ऑफ थर्ड ईयर आई वॉज श्योर दैट I want to go for research and I am not that interested in job.
सो ऐसा क्या हुआ टिल थर्ड ईयर दैट यू ड्रास्टिकली चेंज्ड योर
हाँ हाँ
माइंड?
हाँ, तो ड्रास्टिकली ऐसा कुछ नहीं, मतलब था अंदर अंदर थोड़ा बहुत इच्छा, तो फिर भी मतलब द मेन मीन्स मोटिवेशन came after when I learned about the subject, which is my specialization, that is geotechnical engineering. So when I learned that about that subject at the beginning, so I felt very close to that subject. So uh, after that I made up my mind that if I do research then I will do in this subject only, but I had not decided yet that I will go for research. But after that I became more close to the subject and I got in depth, I started to gain more knowledge on this subject. And then मैंने ये भी देखा, मतलब स्पेशली मतलब मेरे जो प्रोफेसर्स थे, कुछ कुछ प्रोफेसर्स, उनके भी मतलब बहुत मोटिवेशन था, और उनको देख के भी मतलब किसी किसी को देख के लगा कि ना ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये करने से भी अच्छा कर सकते हैं, और एटलीस्ट मतलब बाय डूइंग समथिंग इन दिस फील्ड आई कैन कंट्रीब्यूट डायरेक्टली टू द सोसाइटी। सो वो भी कुछ था, इसीलिए आई डिसाइडेड दैट आई विल गो फॉर दिस।
So once you made up your mind that you have to go towards research and that too in geotechnical engineering, so uh, were you very sure that you are going to pursue PhD directly, or या फिर ऐसा भी thought था कि you will first do masters and then go for PhD?
हाँ हाँ, ये बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है। हाँ, ऐसा कुछ था, मतलब ऐसा पहले सोचा था कि मे बी आई विल गो फॉर मास्टर्स एंड देन I will go for higher studies. But when I came to know about direct PhD, like when uh, I came to know that it is possible that you can get a PhD degree directly after your bachelor's, तो तब लगा कि नहीं, डायरेक्ट PhD करना चाहिए, क्योंकि मास्टर्स में अगर जाओगे तो वही मतलब वही कोर्स वर्क करो, फिर एक थीसिस, एक साल का कोर्स वर्क पूरा करो, फिर एक साल थीसिस के लिए प्रिपेयर करो, थीसिस करो, फिर एमटेक, फिर एमटेक के बाद फिर से एक साल या हाफ ए ईयर यू हैव टू डू अगेन ए कोर्स वर्क when you join for the PhD, and then again you have to go for your research. So if you go directly in this in for PhD, minimum 1 year तो सेव होगा ही, अगर 2 साल ना भी हो एटलीस्ट 1 ईयर तो मिनिमम सेव होगा ही। तो वो भी एक फैक्टर था कि मतलब इसके लिए मैंने डी PhD डायरेक्ट PhD चूज़ की।
So दिस इज अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट कि आपका 1 साल या उससे ज्यादा का टाइम बचता है, बट देन देयर इज अनदर पॉइंट कि देयर विल बी अ डिफरेंस इन नॉलेज, कि जो अगर आप एक ग्रेजुएशन से डायरेक्ट पीएचडी में आ रहे हैं, योर पीपल विद यू विल बी आफ्टर मास्टर्स, सो एक वो डिफरेंस क्रिएट नहीं होगा क्या?
नहीं, एक्चुअली ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। मतलब मैंने जो अभी मतलब हम लोग मैं अभी जैसे कि एडमिशन लिया, मेरा क्लासेस शुरू हो जाएंगे अभी। तो इधर क्या है, अभी हम लोग का जो फर्स्ट ईयर का जो कोर्स वर्क रहेगा वो ऑलमोस्ट सेम रहेगा, लाइक द मास्टर स्टूडेंट, सेम ही, मतलब 90% विल बी सिमिलर टू दोज ऑफ द मास्टर स्टूडेंट। बट आफ्टर 1 year what the master student will do is they will go for their research. But after that the PhD students, they get a chance that in the third semester they can take more specialized subjects. So they will do the any more coursework if required, and after that from the third semester or the fourth semester, from the beginning of the fourth semester, they will directly enter into their research and start working for their thesis, PhD thesis. तो वैसा कुछ नहीं है कि knowledge का difference, that is मतलब वैसा कुछ नहीं है.
So, since coming to the next part and learning more about the course and all, before that, I want to understand more about your academic journey, because since you have directly stepped into PhD, so you must have been doing something more than just the graduation. So, if you can brief us little about that.
Yeah, sure. So nothing means nothing hi-fi you have to do for this. Just that if you have some research aptitude from the beginning, like if you really love doing these things, then like you should at least work with someone. Like if you do some research internship, or if you can produce a paper or something, or in your own college, if you if you help some M.Tech scholars or PhD scholars in their work, so this will make a difference. Like this, if you do these things, you will understand that how research actually works, how this field actually runs. And मैंने जो किया था, मैंने मतलब उतना कुछ नहीं किया था. तो मैंने एक मतलब पहले मैं सेकंड सेमेस्टर के बाद एक इंटर्नशिप किया था IIT गुवाहाटी में. That was a research internship, and there I got a little flavor of research. And after that third year में actually I had got another research opportunity in IIT Madras, but due to some other issues I wasn't able to join there. So but फिर भी उसके बाद हम लोग ने with some of my classmates, we wrote a paper on geotechnical, and for that, after writing that paper, we also presented a paper in the Indian Geotechnical Conference. So that also, these things also, if you have some paper or if you have some research background, or and more, also if you have a good B.Tech project, these things also help, like because there is a lot of competition in PhD. The applications, say if there are thousand number of applications, only 10 will get selected. So there is a lot of competition, so you need to stand out of the crowd. For this, at least, means you need to make sure that at least you have some research, something in your CV, so that the professors understand that like this guy has done something. Like ऐसे टाइम पास करने के लिए वो इंटरव्यू में नहीं आया है, उसको पता है, उसको सही में कुछ शायद उसका इंटरेस्ट है, तो वो भी हेल्प करता है बहुत. तो ऐसा कुछ.
So basically, your CV should show your interest. उसको CV देख के पता चलना चाहिए कि this person is really interested in the subject. So talking about the application part, as you mentioned, so if you can take us through this in a sequence, कि क्या options available हैं, which universities, eligibilities, and everything about this.
Okay. So generally for this, the applications start at the end of February or March. In this time only the application start. Actually, mainly there are two intakes. One, first intake is in the summer intake, another is in winter intake. So for summer intake, the application starts at around March. The university, like all IITs, all NITs, all of them, IISc and also IISc, they open their application portals and they invite the applications. And the eligibility criteria is that as I was from NIT, so NIT students, if you are an NIT B.Tech and you have a CGPA of around 8 or 8.5 greater, then the cutoff is always specified in the eligibility criteria of different colleges. So if you have a cutoff greater than that, and if you are from a NIT or any centrally funded technical institute, then you need not have the GATE score.
including GFTIs?
No, only CFTI. Only CFTI, like including NITs and other some technical. No other central, not no central universities. Only CFTIs, IITs and CFTIs, including NITs. So if you are from those, you do not need a GATE score. If you in most of the IITs, some IITs still require GATE score. Most of the old IITs like IIT Kanpur, ISC, then IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, they do not require the GATE score if you are from CFTI or IITs. So but still it is better, always better to have a GATE score. At least if you just have if you just cross the cutoff, or at least if you score around 450 500, till it's enough. So the GATE score is not that important if you are applying for PhD. The main thing after the application comes shortlisting. So first you apply in March, after that you wait, then they will release a list of shortlists. So after in the shortlist, if you are selected, then you will be called for the written test or personal interview. So in this year what happened that many IITs, means most of the IITs did not have this personally like this written test round because of this pandemic situation. So there was uh, directly this personal interview. There was no written test. The interviews were held over Zoom. So as because of this pandemic, the competition became like more tougher. The if the
Just
gate
because one round was skipped.
yes, yes,
And in when in general conditions, so there is first shortlisting and then there is a written round and then you go for the interview.
yes, if you clear the written round, there is interview.
And also, is it different for every IIT or do they have
Yes, it is
any?
different. No.
Okay, so it's different. Yeah.
Yeah, for PhD it's totally different for all the IITs. You need to apply separately, and all the IITs have different entry rules. Like some IITs don't take written test; they will take a pre-interview. Like they will take a short interview. From that interview, they will select some candidates for the final interview. Like this, also some IITs do. And IITs like IIT Guwahati, IIT Roorkee, IIT Hyderabad, these IITs require GATE score, even if you are from CFTI. An IIT student, if you are B.Tech from IIT, you do not require anything if you have pointer greater than something.
So basically, as I understood, the scores of GATE are just a add-on in your application. And if you are from Institute of National Importance like an IIT, you don't need any other thing, and you can directly apply if you have a good CGPA.
Yes. But if you are from any other college, then you will need a GATE score. GATE score is mandatory. And of course, good CPI is a must. In every case, you should have a good CPI.
And as you mentioned, there is something called cutoff. So how is that cutoff um, decided?
Cutoff, like it totally depends upon the institute. There is nothing like sort of set of rules which decided cutoff. So it is completely upon the institute. They decide whatever they wish, they do it. So
And is it a CGPA cutoff?
no, not like that. Like it's like for direct, yeah, for direct, like the direct PhD candidates, they will like IIT Delhi, they clearly specify their shortlisting criteria. Some IITs don't. IIT Delhi, like they had clarified that if your CGPA is greater than 8.5 or your GATE score is greater than this much score, then you will be shortlisted. But some IITs don't. Some IITs, I think they see the CV also. So we cannot say. For every IIT, it's not at all clear.
That means you cannot be very sure what is the criteria of
No,
selection.
no. Because all IITs, they do not release. Like IISc, they release. IISc, because I had applied to IISc also. In IISc, the GATE score requirement was generally it is 500, 550. This year it was 700
And out of 500, 550 or 700
out of 1000 score.
so is it different points for different uh, parameters and that is how they calculate? I
No,
mean to
I don't think. No. I don't think so. Because if you are from NIT, they will directly see your this one CGPA.
okay, understood.
Okay. And if you are not from NIT, they will see your CGPA, like CGPA minimum you have to clear the CGPA like 7 or 6.5 or 7. And after that they will see you have cleared, if you have the required gate score, then they will shortlist you like this. And for NITs, they will only see the CGPA cutoff, whether you cleared or not.
And once we have reached to interview round, what happens there? What kind of expertise do they expect, and what is the level of the
Yeah, yeah,
interview?
yeah. Yeah, okay, let me first tell about the written test. So in written test, what happens that the questions will be from your maths, from like in civil mechanical. These questions are in most of the branches. The first questions are there from maths, maybe from aptitude, and some subjects of their engineering background. And after that, if you clear the written test, they will call you for interview. And in the interview, like they is for that's why I was saying that CV was important, because in the interview, like when the interviewer will interview you, he knows your background, like he knows that you have done this thing, because you have mentioned everything in your application. So he knows that you have done this research, so he has now, like he will ask all questions. For me, like they asked everything, starting from base maths, starting from engineering maths, then starting from strength of materials, starting from mechanics, then they will go for geotechnical, they will ask about geotechnical in every topic. Like they can ask anything from geotechnical. Then they ask about your interest, in which field you want to work. So this is also another main thing, you should prepare that, in which field you want to work, like a rough idea you should have, that I want to work in this field, because they will ask you what are your research interest, and why do you want to work in this field, and what do you want to do. This is a very important question which you need to prepare. So this yeah.
So can I say that this is something similar to the interviews that we see for MBA entrance in IIMs?
MBA entrance, no, no, because in MBA entrance there is no this research question required, right?
I
It is
meant the
just
process that you have a panel of 5 to 6 members
yes,
in
yes,
which there
exactly,
is a
exactly.
psychologist and there are
No, no,
people
no, no,
from
no, no
different areas.
psychologist. No, there is not a psychologist. Like yes, there will be a panel of 4 to 5 members. They will ask you, like one maybe from mathematics and others maybe from your specialization, like geotechnical or structure or any other special, say thermal or anything. So they will ask. There will be panelists from some of the departments, or say if you are applying for geotechnical, there will be panelists, one from maths, and other three will be from geotechnical. So it will be like that.
And uh, since interview is over and once you have got the admission, so is there any scholarship or monetary benefits from government or the institute offering the admission? So what is the scenario of the monetary benefits?
Yeah, monetary benefits, you will, as a PhD scholar, you need to do a teaching assistantship of minimum 8 hours a week. So for that assistantship, you will assistantship means like you will help the teacher, say in some official work, or taking tutorial classes or something like that. So you will get 31,000 for the first 2 years, and 31 or 33,000 for the first 2 years, and 31,000 I think. And for the rest of the 3 years, after you clear your comprehensive examination, you will get 35,000.
So is it mandatory for everyone to go for assistantship?
Yes, yes, yes. If you want the scholarship, then you have to go for assistantship.
But this assistantship is something that you are providing your service and getting uh, monetary in lieu of that service. But is that any scholarship from government or from the admission giving institute?
No, no, nothing sort of like that.
But as far as I heard that there was some scheme called Pradhan Mantri. I don't exactly remember the
Yes,
name.
it's Prime Minister's research fellowship, but that is also same. You need to work. That's why you are getting paid. Same thing, but the amount is higher.
So is that everyone who is pursuing PhD will get that fellowship, or is there anything
Oh
special
yeah,
that you
yeah.
have to do?
Okay, yeah. So for PMRF, the thing like it got totally revised this year. So there are two entry modes. One is direct entry mode and another is lateral entry mode. So in direct entry mode, what happens is that you have to get admitted. First of all, you have to get admitted in PhD in any of the PMRF granting institutes. This includes all IITs, then NIT Trichy, and others, some of the central universities like Aligarh Muslim University, JNU, and some others. So you need to get admitted into those colleges, and after that, if you have done your M.Tech, there are certain criteria which are mentioned in the website of PMRF. If you have done your M.Tech or B.Tech from NIT and you are above some certain CGPA, then you can apply. Not apply, actually, I will come back to it later. Then you are eligible for it. Or if you have a gate score of above 650 and you have done your M.Tech or B.Tech from anywhere, then you are eligible for it. Now the main thing is that there is no application portal or something like that where you can apply. After getting admitted into PhD program in regular way, the institute will select you on the basis of your performance. They will select you and they will recommend your name to PMRF authority. After they might take interview. I don't know, they have not clarified. It is up to them. They will scrutinize your application, they will do everything, and then they will select you. This is the direct entry mode, and second is the lateral entry mode. For lateral entry mode also same, almost same, but here you will be like selected by your institute. After, means the applicant should be at least working in that institute for at least 1 year. So that is lateral entry mode. And in direct entry mode, after, means directly you are going. But this time is like we have joined the institute, like I have joined the institute, but they have not said anything. They have not clarified anything till now that how they will select. So maybe I am thinking that they will do it in December intake maybe. So I am not sure about that. So let's see.
Since you mentioned that in this fellowship there is an eligibility criteria of having a master's degree. So,
Master no, B.Tech also can apply.
okay, so B.Tech and masters anyone can apply, and uh, along after this whole process, what do you think the university expects, and which is an ideal fit? What person is an ideal fit for coursework like this? Is there something that every a person aspiring for this should have in their CV mandatorily, like letter of recommendations or any research paper or anything you think that this is a must in your CV?
Yeah. I would suggest that if he or she has done some good research project in his B.Tech life, like during his 4 years, if he or she has done any research project, or if he has a research paper, then it is added bonus. But his B.Tech project should be good. And also I would suggest, if he has any one research paper, at least one research paper, then it will really help in standing out. Like from the crowd, he will really stand out. So I suggest that he or she should have at least one research paper. Yeah.
And what is the minimum CGPA that you will suggest that one should have?
Yeah. Minimum CGPA, I would suggest that maybe 8.5 or 9 above 8.5 or 9.
Be it from any institute?
Yeah, be it from an institute.
And what was your strategy exactly? Which resources did you use, or what was your planning so that you were successful in getting this? Anything special that you did?
Yeah. So let me tell about myself. Like another thing which I want to say is that I was also selected in IIT Gandhinagar in my 7th semester. I was selected for direct PhD. So that is a different thing. Like it is a new thing about which many people don't know. That is called Start Early PhD program. That has been like that is means IIT Gandhinagar's one of the like flagship programs. It is called Start Early Fellowship Program. In that, like all the from the like you need to be in the top 5 like in your branch from the NITs and some selected colleges, like they are eligible to apply there. And if you get selected, like the procedure is same, shortlisting, written test, interview. After that, if you get selected, then you will get a fellowship of 31,000 per month generally. And if you have a gate score later, then you will get 41,000, like 10,000 added you will get there. So that is one. And IIT Ropar also, I think, has uh, this kind of direct PhD where they invite students in their seventh semester only. So if you are interested in research, then you can apply in this thing also, because in seventh semester, if you get selected, you will just be sure and you will be relaxed for the rest of your final year, and then you can prepare in a better way for the summer intake maybe.
So is this an early offer only for IITs and NITs, right?
Yeah. This is offer only for IITians and NITians.
And the process is exactly same as the other PhD processes, right?
Yes. It is called Start Early PhD program in of IIT Gandhinagar.
Since we have already taken admission in PhD, so what do you think? What are the options after this program? Once you are over with your PhD, what are the opportunities in India, especially in government or private organization, or even if you talk about the foreign countries, what are the career options available?
Okay, so one is you stay in academia, you go in academia, or second is you go into research, like not in academia, in research labs, and thirdly you can go into industry. So in industry, like in India, it's very difficult because there is lot of like no, like the positions are very less, because maybe in some, like after doing my PhD, maybe I can apply in some like L&T Geotech, or like some companies like McAfee and all. So for research, like for industry positions. So but still, like I don't think in India like this thing has come up that much, this thing has developed that much, that PhD people joining industry. But abroad, like this thing is very much developed. PhD people, they always, like most of them, I think they join industry. But in India, means it is lagging behind till now. So maybe in next 10 years it will be fine. People will start, means industry will want more PhD scholars to join them for their R&D development. So R&D like is there, but I think that fields like mechanical engineering, aerospace, then electronics, these things, they can join industry very easily, because there are companies like ISRO, then DRDO, then General Electric, then many other companies which are working in. They need good research, means they have developed R&D labs, so they need people to join. So that is also a thing.
And even
And
there are
second,
many options for lateral entry in government as well.
yeah. So secondly, it is research background, like completely research. So research, if you want to do, then you have to go in research labs, like say CBRI, which is Central Building Research Institute, or any CSIR labs, or like this. So ISRO, any lab of ISRO, uh, any lab under BARC. So these things you can do research. And finally academia, as we all know, like if you want to go for teaching and all. And also one more option is there, if you want to join a lab for postdoc. So generally people nowadays who have done their PhDs from India, they go for their postdoc abroad. So maybe in a good lab, if you get a good lab in say MIT or any other Harvard or any other good university or institute, if you get a postdoctorate position there, so that is also good. You will get some, if you get 1 or 2 years of experience there, or 3 years of experience in those research labs as a postdoctoral fellow, then after that you can always come back to India, and if you want, you can join academia, or you can even start your own company. You can make you can, like you can become an entrepreneur. You can always become an entrepreneur. You can make your own, say, geotechnical company or electronic, like something farm or anything you can do. So options are there
So basically, options are limitless. It's up to you which path you
to choose.
want to
Yeah,
go.
yes, exactly.
But there are certain questions that common people ask who don't know much about this, and even since I don't know much about this, the first question that comes to my mind is you should have an interest towards a particular subject since start.
Yes, yes,
And
exactly.
what if I realize this thing very late that I was very much interested in this subject, but I'm still not sure if my interest will help me to get into academia and into research field. So how to decide like what is the calling that this is your interest and you should pursue this?
Mhm. So, what is the calling like? I will say that if you are reading something and you feel good, like when if you know something, you get to know something in that topic, like you feel like very energetic, you feel interested, you feel really good, then you have to understand that like you are maybe you are interested in this field, maybe you want to know more something more on this field, and even if you realize it late, then also it's not a problem, because there are many students who don't have research paper, who don't have a good B.Tech project, still they get selected for PhD. Because like if like but I will suggest that if you have your like if you really have thought that you want to go for research, then only you go for PhD, else like it will be really tough, because what will happen is that if you'll join, then there will be a lot of pressure, because everything you have to do on your own, and later like you will be lost. So I will suggest that if you really have interest in this field, then only you join. Even if you realize late, it's not a problem, you can always do it. And even if you don't have a good project or good research, then also means you have means there is a possibility that you will get selected. If you give your like if you have a good grade score, you then you get shortlisted. Then if you give your give your written test properly, then give your interview properly. And if you're able to, like it's all about that 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes or 40 minutes, like it's all about that, right? You need to convince the interviewer that like you are really interested in working in this field, and you know means you have done some background, like you have some background or knowledge, and you are just not passing your time, you really want to work in that field. So you need to convince the interviewer about this. That's all.
And although we have discussed this earlier, but I'm not very sure if I'm doing my PhD with someone who has a master's degree or people around me are already a degree ahead than me. Then there will be some issues. There will be a difference of knowledge. Then how to tackle that? Because many people, I guess, don't try this thing just because they fear that after getting into this, that will be very tough for them to pursue it.
Yeah, so like PhD is a totally like solo thing, means like not like bachelor's like B.Tech there is a class like peer competition and something like that. But in PhD everyone is independent, like they work in their everyone works in means what they work in their different like individual project, individual research project, and there is like no intermingling, there is no competition as such. Because like what to say, in B.Tech there is lot of competition inter-class, there is something you say na, like school it is a school like thing in B.Tech. But in graduate school when you are into research, there is nothing like that. Everyone is working in their own field, like they are dedicated to working, and everyone's goal is different, you cannot compare one person to another. So you just need to stay focused and go on doing your work. तो फाइनली मतलब आ ही जाएगा, मतलब हो ही जाएगा, तुमको बस अ, मतलब फोकस में रहना है और मतलब अपना काम करते जाना है.
So basically, what happens is it doesn't matter what other person is doing because all the coursework is independent.
Yeah, because the coursework you have done same, like coursework here means actually different. Coursework means the courses you are taking, and then after coursework you do the research. So coursework you have done the same, almost same knowledge you have, plus minus 9 19-20 का फर्क तो होगा ही सब में, तो almost same knowledge you have. But after that, when you go into start doing your research work for your thesis, everyone is doing in a totally independent, totally different thing. Means everyone is an individual entity, there is no competition, nothing. Everyone is working on their own separate, like one might finish in 4 years, one might finish in 5 years, one might finish in 6 years, like there is no time, right?
So basically, there's no competition like we have in our college, in graduation or in school. It's completely independent.
Yeah, it's completely independent.
And since you were stressing a lot on the CGPA thing that you should must have a high CGPA, but what if in case a person realizes it very late? For example, if I realize it in my third year or in my fourth year, but till that time my CGPA was very low and तब तक बहुत ज्यादा देर हो चुकी है, then in that case what is my option?
ऑप्शन मतलब अगर एक बच्चे का सीजीपीए सोचो कि जैसे कि सीजीपीए उतना अगर हाई भी नहीं 7 है, ठीक है, और बाद में वो अगर गेट देता है और गेट दे के अगर उसको अच्छा एक स्कोर मिल जाता है, ठीक है, तो अभी देखना होगा कि वो जो कॉलेज में जिसमें वो अप्लाई कर रहा है, इन द कॉलेज इन विच ही इज अप्लाइंग, मतलब उसका मिनिमम क्राइटेरिया तो क्रॉस करना ही होगा, एल्स तो नहीं होगा, मीन्स अप्लाई करना ही बेकार होगा। उसमें मिनिमम क्राइटेरिया अगर 7 है और उसका अगर 7.1 है, देन ही कैन अप्लाई, ऑब्वियसली ही कैन अप्लाई। एंड इफ ही हैज a gate score, then if he has a gate score say around 600, then it will like, मतलब तब उसका सिलेक्ट होने का, शॉर्टलिस्ट होने का चांसेस और बढ़ जाएगा, और मे बी हो भी जाएगा, शॉर्टलिस्ट हो भी जाएगा। और एक बार आप शॉर्टलिस्ट हो गए फिर तो मतलब कि सब खेल आप अपने हाथ में ही है। आप रिटन टेस्ट क्लियर करो, इंटरव्यू क्लियर करो, सब अपने हाथ में ही है। तो मेन है कि शॉर्टलिस्ट होना, तो शॉर्टलिस्ट होने के लिए अगर पॉइंटर कम भी है तो देखना पड़ेगा, अभी वो तो डिपेंड करता है। मतलब अगर किसी कॉलेज का भी, जैसे कि आई एस सी का पॉइंटर क्राइटेरिया 8 रहता है पीएचडी के लिए, 8 या शायद 8.5 रहता है, तो तब तो वो आईआईसी में अप्लाई नहीं कर पाएगा। लेकिन मे बी दूसरा कुछ कॉलेज, मे बी आईआईटी गुवाहाटी में मे बी पॉइंटर क्राइटेरिया 7 है, तो उसमें अप्लाई कर पाएगा, तो वैसा भी है।
सो बेसिकली अगर कोई बेयरली क्राइटेरिया फॉलो पास कर रहा है, मिनिमम क्राइटेरिया पास कर रहा है, सो गेट स्कोर कैन बी अ सब्स्टिट्यूट इन दैट केस टू इंक्रीज योर चांसेस, एंड देन वी हैव इंटर्नशिप प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड
ना मैं
अदर
बोल रहा हूँ मतलब
थिंग्स।
शॉर्टलिस्ट, या शॉर्टलिस्ट होने के लिए मिनिमम क्राइटेरिया दैट इज सेट बाय द इंस्टीट्यूट, देयर विल बी ए क्राइटेरिया फॉर गेट स्कोर, देयर विल बी क्राइटेरिया फॉर नॉर्मल, मतलब नॉर्मल बच्चों के लिए पूछ रहा हूँ, एनआईटी आईआईटी वालों के लिए नहीं, सेफ्टी आई वालों के लिए नॉर्मल, इन जनरल वे देयर विल बी क्राइटेरिया फॉर सीजीपीए, देयर विल बी क्राइटेरिया फॉर गेट स्कोर। If he or she crosses that gate score and that CPI, he will be called for the written test. And then after that if he clears written test, so जो इंटरव्यूअर में अगर पहुंच गया तो इंटरव्यूअर देखेगा कि उसका पॉइंटर इतना है लेकिन उसका गेट स्कोर ठीक है, तो मतलब उसके दिमाग में फिर एक बैलेंस आ जाएगा। अगर क्वेश्चंस भी पूछेंगे, अगर वो आंसर कर दिया सब, तो फिर तो हो ही गया, और क्या।
सो ये तो चलिए बहुत ऑब्वियस है कि यू हैव टू पास द मिनिमम एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया। सो व्हेन फाइनल रिजल्ट इज मेड, सो क्या ये सारी चीजों को कंसिडर किया जाता है या फिर जो लास्ट में इंटरव्यू हुआ सिर्फ उसी को कंसिडर किया जाता है?
बस मेरे को जितना था, मतलब ये तो कोई मतलब अभी तक क्लियर नहीं है, ओपनली कोई बोलता नहीं है, कोई नो कॉलेज लाइक सेज दिस थिंग्स ओपनली, बट as far as I think, after you clear your written test, everything, the final like thing is the interview. If you perform well, especially in ISC Bangalore, everything, like even if you have a very low gate score, say maybe just 450 or just 500 gate score, and your pointer is also good, like above minimum तो 8.5 के above होना ही चाहिए ISC में, या 8.5, I don't remember actually। लेकिन अगर आपने इंटरव्यू में मतलब फोड़ दिया, अगर सब अच्छे से आंसर कर लिया, then they will surely select you.
And also, as you talked about the internship projects, research, and other things that you should have. Uh, as far as I know, especially in core engineering areas, internships are of two kinds. एक होता है जो इंडस्ट्रियल इंटर्नशिप्स होती हैं, जो मैं किसी कंपनी में जाके वहां पे काम करके सीखता हूँ, और एक होता है जैसा आपने किया इज अ रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप। सो इन क्या ये भी मैटर करता है दैट यू हैव अ रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप और अ
हाँ हाँ
इंडस्ट्रियल
वही,
इंटर्नशिप?
हाँ इंडस्ट्रियल इंटर्नशिप अगर आप करोगे देन इट वोंट मैटर, वो ना करने के बराबर हो जाएगा। इफ यू आर अपियरिंग फॉर ए पीएचडी इंटरव्यू, दे विल सी व्हाट रिसर्च यू हैव डन, बिकॉज यू नीड टू शो दैट इंटरव्यूअर दैट यू हैव ए इंटरेस्ट, दैट्स वाई, मीन्स आपने किया है, मतलब कि आपका शायद इंटरेस्ट है उसमें, आपका कुछ आइडिया है कि कैसे रिसर्च करते हैं, कैसा कुछ काम करते हैं। तो कोई मतलब वो प्रोफेसर मतलब जो प्रोफेसर जो लेंगे इंटरव्यू में, लाइक दे विल बी लिटिल बिट लाइक दे विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट मे बी दिस गाय और दिस गर्ल हैज़ सम इंटरेस्ट इन रिसर्च, दैट्स व्हाई ही इज अप्लाइड। एंड वो देख रहे हैं हम लोग कि उसने आंसर भी सब कुछ किया, तो ठीक है उनको सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ।
So I guess you have cleared everything. I'm now very much clear, and I think even our listeners who are planning to pursue a PhD are now very clear how to proceed into this. So, do you have any suggestions or advices since you are into this area for people who are aspiring for this?
Yeah, so those who are aspiring for this, my only suggestion would be that, like, study properly, clear all your concepts and everything, and like seriously, you should study and you should have knowledge of every basic concept, and after that, all you need to like have some research. I would suggest that you have some research experience, because you are like, if you have some research experience, then you would understand, you yourself understand that are you fit for this or you are not, should you go for PhD or should you not. So these things will get clear if you have some prior research experience. So I would suggest that he or she should at least have some research experience prior to that. And also I would suggest that to have good connections like with your seniors, with them tech and PhD scholars, and see what work they're doing, how their work is being done. So this will also influence you a lot. So that's all. And about this all this application process, everything like is available, also available in the internet freely everywhere. So I would suggest that you or she should go through, like many videos are also there in YouTube. So you or she should understand, like before applying you should understand that how things really work. And when, like as I told, there are two applications, so many don't know that in December also one application is there. If you don't get in summer, then you may apply in December also, in winter intake also. In winter intake the competition is also very less, much lesser than summer intake, where the session starts for, in summer intake the session starts from say August. In winter intake the session starts from January. In winter intake there is a lot of less competition. Most of the IITs they open applications for winter intake too. So even if you don't get in summer, you can always try in winter too. सो ये भी सबको नहीं पता. एंड थर्डली और एक चीज़ जो मैंने बताया, NIT स्टूडेंट्स के लिए स्टार्ट अर्ली PhD प्रोग्राम है जो IIT गांधीनगर का है, और IIT रोपड़ का भी कुछ है, मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ, तो उसमें भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. बस वही.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for your time today, and we wish you all the best for whatever you are doing. And uh, we can't thank you enough for all the knowledge that you have
Okay,
shared.
it's my pleasure that you have invited me for this show, and I'm very happy that I could, like, if I can help at least one student, then also it would be a lot for me. And Shikhar, you are doing a really good job with this podcast, and I wish that you continue doing this, and I am sure that this will help a lot of students. And at the end I want to ask everyone to please subscribe to this channel, the Growth Podcast, and share with it your friends.
Thank you so much, Ashish. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.